and welcome to Zealous for the King. I am your host, Pat, and today is part 17 of Living in the Kingdom of Heaven. It's the Kingdom of Heaven as at hand. And today I'm going to continue to look at faith a little more. If you look at the Israelites, when they cried out to the Lord, and the Lord heard them, He sent him Moses. And Moses had done 10 miracles in Egypt. And Pharaoh could not deny what the Lord was doing, because even his magicians and astrologers could not do what the Lord was doing, what God was doing. So he released them, and they went out. Now, Moses did this by faith, because that's why he's in the faith chapter. If you look at all the ones that are in the faith chapter in Hebrews chapter 11, it all pertain to the Old Testament, and all of it is all done by faith. Abel, Enoch, Noah, Abraham, Sarah, right? You keep going down. Abraham's mentioned again. Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses. And then you just keep going down. Even Rahab is mentioned in this. And then it says, time to say Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah, David, Samuel. What they did was everything was done by faith, who through faith subdued kingdoms, worked righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouth of the lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword. Out of weakness were made strong. See, we don't live by the weakness of our flesh. We strengthen the spirit because we live by faith. Right? Became valiant in battle, turned to flight the armies of the aliens. So you when you look at the Israelites when they came out of Egypt, they were all led by God, flame of fire, and gave them light and heat. Interestingly enough, they were in the wilderness, and they were led by faith until they were led to the promised land. And there's the big giants that are in front of them, right? It's like, what is the giants that are in front of you? So we can see it if we go to Numbers. Let's go to Numbers. And I believe it's in 13, if I'm not mistaken. And spies, there we go. And I think it's at the end of Numbers 13. See, and then the children gave a bad report, which they had spied out. The land which we have gone as spies into as a land that devours its inhabitants, and all the people whom we saw were men of great stature. They saw the giants, the descendants of Anak, from the giants, and we were like grasshoppers in their sight, and so we were in their sight. Do you see? It's all about what's the giants that are before you. We're in unprecedented times in the world right now. And what giants are in front of you? Are you willing to take those giants on by faith? Like David did. David took Goliath by faith. The way he did in 1 Samuel. Where are you, Samuel? Right there. 1 Samuel 17. Right? It's like, who is this uncircumcised Philistine? Right? Because I defile the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man who shall fight right? And it's like, who is this guy? Like, it's like he comes against God. Like, seriously? Right? It's like, no. Right? So David spoke to the men and said, what shall be done for this killing? And then he was looking to the reward, which is awesome. Right? It's like, who is this Philistine that is come against it? It's like, no. I'll take this giant on. And then he cuts his head off, right? Right? It's like, no. Right? Here, then, therefore, David stood over the Philistine, took his sword and drew it in, and killed him, and cut his head off. See, what giant is before you? See, the Israelites going into the promised land saw giants and wouldn't go in because they were afraid. David wasn't afraid of Goliath. That was his giant. What giants are before you? Don't be afraid, right? You follow. This is your faith. Faith is that in what the Lord will do. Like David had faith that the Lord would deliver Goliath into my hands. It's like, what giant is before you? How much faith have you got to overdo this, succumb all of this? Because we are people of faith. We have faith. We trust the Lord with all our heart. We trust him. And we trust that he is the one that will defeat this, right? Because our faith is in him. Because everything is a testing of your faith to see what giants are before you and that you can take them out and move them aside. And if you were wondering about coming out of the land of Egypt, right? Who led them? It's actually in 1 Corinthians. Paul mentions it in 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Where's 10? Right here. Moreover, brethren, I do not want you to be unaware that all of our fathers were under the cloud, all passed through the sea. All were baptized into Moses, into the cloud and the sea. All ate the same spiritual food, and all drank the same spiritual drink. For they drank that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. They followed. And that rock that followed them was Christ. So they walked with Christ in the wilderness. Christ was the one leading them, because at the end of John chapter 8, or 10, I can't remember which one it is. It's either 8 or 10. No, it's 8, where it says, before Abraham was, I am. Jesus was the one leading the Israelites. And what happened when they didn't believe they could take the giant? They were led back into the wilderness for 40 years. And all of them had died because they didn't have faith. And only two were the only ones going into the promised land. Joshua and Caleb, because both were of a different spirit. And that was back in that Numbers. Where's Numbers? Right, it's there. Numbers 13. Right. Because they were both men of a different spirit. It's actually in Numbers 14. Because both of them were of a different spirit. But my servant Caleb, because he has a different spirit in him, and has followed me fully. See, we're supposed to follow Christ. I will bring him into the land where he went, and his descendants shall inherit it. You follow Christ fully. You follow him because you are of a different spirit, because the Spirit of God dwells in you, and you follow Christ. You follow him, and you do that by faith. You follow him by faith. Whatever giants that are before you, have the faith to move the mountain and it will be done for you. If you have faith of a mustard seed, you can tell that mountain, that giant, to move, and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. I really hope this blesses you. And you can follow me on X, Facebook, and True Social. I'm also on YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute. You can find all of my information on my website at zealousfortheking.com. And you have a blessed day. Bye for now. Thanks for listening.